mean?
Well, when I get a client who needs to not only, downsize, but they need to move,
Mhm.
into something more manageable, such as a senior living community, and they have needs, whether it's independent living, assisted living, or
Yeah.
memory care, that I have some options and some information that I can share with them.
Yeah. So they can explore to see what's the best fit for them.
Right. And I also want to establish some relationships with some placement agents
Hmm.
um, still, but I want to have those, it would be nice to be able to be considered on their list as somebody to go to for downsizing. And, if they need to sell their home or come up with some creative options and what they need to do, hopefully
Yeah,
they'll
that's
consider me.
perfect. That's perfect. Providing that value first to them for how you can help build their client list is perfect. As you're just a couple of golden nuggets for you, of little tips for when you're visiting places.
Mhm.
Find out what they specialize in. Is it for independent living, five-star steakhouse? Is it their events? What do they do for their clients that's unique for that community?
It's a good one.
Yes, that's going to give you, when you meet someone and say, and this has come across, remember, I've placed over 300 seniors. I'm rounding almost 400 now. When you meet with someone and you ask them, what do they like to do or what did they used to like to do? Because a lot of seniors, they isolate themselves from their past preferences for what they used to like to do. Okay. So, what you should do is find out more about the community because, say, they go, well, we have an active bird watching program. You just met with Mrs. Smith, and Mrs. Smith just told you that she loves bird watching. So, when you start to write these down and you start to ensure, right? You start to ensure that this community takes care of ALS patients. This is coming up more and more and more. This community has an active Parkinson's group. This community has an active Alzheimer's support network group. This one has a lot of MS patients. These are things that are coming up and the comorbidities that people are having nowadays moving into senior living. So once you start with your referral tracking program, so if you're a member, we talked about how to track your partners in a spreadsheet, and we have that template for you from last week's class. When you are tracking them, you should be putting this in there because this will help you identify what community is going to be the right fit for them. And when you do that, you provide more value and you have a deeper understanding of what that community has to offer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it completely does. She did
Mm-hmm.
share some of those, a few of those nuggets
Yes.
with me, so that was really great. But yes, I definitely need to put that into a spreadsheet and be intentional with that question for
Yes.
the next one too. Just really flesh that out a little bit. But
Yes.
I
Well,
did
you have
get
to flush,
invited.
and remember, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but remember, you have to flush that out a lot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you become an open Google page for them. So, as people who are elevating ourselves in the senior niche market as realtors, it's not our job to know every different comorbidity, every different Alzheimer's diagnosis or dementia diagnosis. There are over 150 different types. But once you start asking these questions, you're now drilling down as to what the real brass tacks is for why they're moving. Now, it's great when you partner with a community to ask them this, or a senior placement agent who can help you really dive into what an assessment is for these folks, you provide so much more value for them. How many senior living communities do you have in your area?
I I've got that on one of my sheets. I don't have
That's
that.
okay. So do you have over 10?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that I have 39 in my area.
Hmm.
And so it's like when you, and now more and more are coming up, right? Because this is a huge trend for operators to build and expand. And there's a lot of movement within the senior living industry for building more senior living communities. So as it starts to expand and you get beyond 20, which at some point you will before 2030, I'm just going to tell you they're going to double. And you can know and meet these places, ask them their questions. Ask them when the last time, we had this discussion last week, ask them when the last time that they had a state survey. How did they do? It's all public information. You could look that up yourself to see their governing body. On our spotlight last week, we had Christy Lycos from American House, which American House now has 3 locations now. They just took over a building that was struggling. And so they took over that building to help fill the building. And Christy, on average, she moves in about 8 people a month. She's busy. So she's really, really working it. And the same thing is happening in your market, in your community. So the more you find out what they specialize in, the easier it is for you to help find the match. We have a senior placement agent here who's called the matchmaker. And I think that's such a perfect title for it, because at the end of the day, as realtors, we want to stay in our lane and we want to be able to help as much as we can, because majority of senior living professionals in the real estate industry are not clinical, right? So you're learning this. But the more nuggets you pick up, the more questions you ask, the more of a truly vested professional you are for them. And if you don't know, partner with someone who does. Learn
Hmm.
as you learn, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, because I've said this from the get-go. It's so much easier for me to partner with a senior placement company that's placing 8 to 10 people a month so that I could get those listings, and vice versa, than me trying to do everything on my own, learning the process. Now, do you need to learn? Absolutely. You have to learn. You have to learn what these communities look like. You need to know what they offer, what makes them unique, and what their price point is. Because if you don't ask those questions and someone comes to you and says, I'm looking for to right size, it's time for me to look at senior living options. Their budget's 3,000 a month, but the place you just visited is 8.
Hmm.
They're going to come back to you and say, why didn't you tell me? Right? And if they have Parkinson's or certain diagnoses, and they go there and they go, well, they have nobody that's Parkinson's trained. Did you know that? You want to try to be as knowledgeable as you can. So doing these little spreadsheets just really help. So those
Hmm.
are just my little nuggets and tidbits.
So one question I had, well, one statement. She did invite me to a networking group that she hosts with a senior living space. So I'm going next Tuesday to that, and so I was pretty excited about that. But what about leave behind cards, rack cards?
Hmm?
Are you, so I didn't have any and I don't
Yeah.
have any, but I did create one on ChatGPT last night. I don't have time to print it out before, today's meeting, but I thought it might be a great excuse for me to go pop by next week
I
and
love
then,
it.
drop by
Hmm.
with a little thing of donuts or I don't know, some.
Yes. So remember, in our coaching platform that you're part of, we have the engaging kit, the engaging age kit that you have. And in there, in the September module, are the referral pop-by options for October. And they go by week, by what's happening in the healthcare observances for that week. So we have some little tidbits in there so that if you're not sure what to bring, it's going to tie in exactly what you should bring
Perfect.
for next week. So it's purposeful and it makes you be elevated because you know what's going on next week and how you can tie that in to what your offerings are. Now, I don't bring rack cards. And hi, Ronaldo. He asked, what are rack cards? Rack cards are these little doodads.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, good morning. So my screen's a little blurred. So these are 4 inches by 8. They're a third of a piece of paper. So all healthcare professionals have these. Majority of senior living communities, because remember, I'm a former executive director in senior living and a sales director, have these little cards, these little doodads in their library of resources. So this one is for Gulf Coast Memory Care. And they have them for home health, home care, any DME equipment that they might need for their home, any services, service industry folks, like down to pet sitting, because there's seniors who move into senior living with pets. And they have people who come and walk them 3 times a day and they pay for that service, right? And then real estate agents also have them. So my rack card, and I won't dive into this too much, but do you see how the background of this is white? See that on here? That's purposeful. That is purposeful. Also, I know you can't feel it. Up here, this page is shiny. This page is matte. You do not want any spot shininess, nothing on here that is shiny for your rack card. And I will tell you why. So in my over a decade of service is working with seniors, they're going to write on this. If it's shiny, it's not going to take. The only thing that will take on it is a Sharpie. Okay, they're not going to have a Sharpie on them. They're now going to be frustrated that they can't write on it. Or if they write on it, like I just did, it wipes right off. So now they're pissed off. These are things that upset seniors, okay? Remember this. Give any more golden nuggets. They're going to be pissed off at you before they even get a chance to talk to you. So we want to make their life easier. In my marketing experience, I like lots of white space. This is a lot of text for me. This is not my rack card, by the way. And I don't mean to critique them. And I think they're a wonderful community. And I love their marketer. I would make this a little bit more simplified text. So they have a little white space in between so they could write things down. They will hold on to this. They'll hold on to it. I do not use business cards. I use rack cards. First off, a senior who has macular glaucoma cannot read this. So they get frustrated because they can't read it, but they sure could read this. And pro tip, your font size should not be smaller than 14. Use very simple text. If you're going to put like a cursive text for your logo, that's perfectly fine. But down here, keep it very simple. Nice modern text for explanations. You could make this text up here a little bit more like Times Numeral or Garamond, something a little bit different. I like to combine text fonts that complement each other. And I prefer not to use colors such as red or yellow. It is very in marketing. Before I was in senior living, I used to do marketing for the US Open Tennis Association. So I used to sell sponsorships for them and put decks together, pitch decks. So In my years of experience, red was just not a color that we used. It really turns off buyers. Also, if someone does have color blindness, they can't really see the red. It's just a color they can't use. Now, even on our logo, we have a yellow gold color paired with a blue. That's fine. But when you pair the red and the yellow together, they can't see that. That's just market study. That's market research. The other thing is I like to make sure that on your rack card, on one side, and I don't have one of mine nearby, so I got to see if I have one. You
Excuse me,
are,
what exactly do you have in your rock card? What's the content of it?
I'm going to give you the content right now.
Oh, thank you
Wait,
so much.
I got an old one over here. Okay. On one side, you're going to have your fluff about what's about you. Welcome, what do you do, right? A little bit of information about you. Always have on the bottom, I'm a QR code fan. My folks down here know how to use QR codes because of COVID. They went out to a restaurant, they had to use a QR code. Now, on the other side, these are a list of my services that I provide. Boom, boom, boom. So I have it, our services, top results, redeem this card for a free home evaluation and a $1,000 moving credit, okay? Then in my contact information, again, who I am. You can also put on here, which is really important, a review. You're already establishing yourself as a review and your contact information. Make sure, because see, like I have two different fonts. I'm a Garamond fan and a Monorat, I think it's called, font. Those are that's my branding. And so you got to find what works for you. And you want to make sure both sides have your contact information. And then at the other point of this, you also want to make sure that it is clear, concise, and if someone picked this up and didn't know you, they know exactly what you did in reading this card in 30 seconds. So if it states senior focused, top-notch results, industry professional for 30 years, effective marketing, and that's it, I have no idea what you do. I'm going to be honest. And I have helped a lot of our students create a rack card as part of, our program that we do. What's really important is someone needs to pick this up and they're going to say, okay, Felicia Services, navigating the senior living process, what to do with this stuff, declutter and stage, listing services. Oh, well, if someone picked this up, they're going to say, I know what she does. She's a realtor because it says listing services. Then under top results, I have customized plans, soup to nut support, and effective marketing. So now they know I'm going to be there every step of the way. Now, if you are creating one of these, it is a really good idea to have someone else look at it who is not from this industry, a friend, cousin, family member, someone who would look at this and say to you, okay, if you didn't know who I was, you're not part of our industry, critique it for me. What are the top 5 or 10 things that I should change? And use that as an exercise. Or your referral partners, like Paul's talking, we all talk to you about, but Paul talks about building out your bod, right? And building out your referral partners. Say to them, hey, I'm doing an exercise right now. I'm doing some marketing. I really would value your input. You are a referral partner for me. Would you take 5 minutes and review this for me and give me your critique, your answers for, critique it for me? I'm open to constructive criticism right now because I don't want to make a card and then have to redo it next month, and let them know I value your opinion. You're a strong partner of mine, or maybe I want you to be a strong partner of mine because you just met them. Could you just take a few minutes? You could also send it to one of us. I'm happy to help you. I think this is truly valuable. Lisa, I agree with you. I do not bring them on my first visit. it's an excuse to go back. That's my go-to, because I want an excuse to get back in there. And when I go back, I'm now taking my video camera, taking my cell phone, whatever you have, and I'm videoing walking in. No different than if you're videoing a house tour, right? Now, we've all seen the influencers on Instagram. And what do? They take their phone and they have it, whichever hand, I'm left-handed, so whatever hand you're steady in. So what I have been taught to do is hold your phone like this and have your finger on this side. So it's completely in control. And when you are at the front doors, you pan. You do not move your arms, you move your waist. And you pan. This is the lobby. You walk in, walk, and when you walk, your arms go up in an upward motion so it doesn't do this. Okay? Now you're walking through the hallway. Now you get to the library. Boom. Library. Now I do these in separate clips, so if I mess up or if I trip, I can just delete it. And then we walk again to the dining room. Let's check out the dining room. Boom. You could get this done in no time, no record time flat. And now you've doubled down on your value because you're now going to promote that community in a 30-second to a minute and a half slip. And you're going to put that on social media of, let's take a look at this tour. Join me as we explore this community. Now, when you do tours, do the same thing in an apartment. Hold your phone. This is the entrance of the apartment. You could do voiceovers later with music. That's what I like to do. This is the living room. And what you're doing is you're providing so much value, and the communities love you. Oh, I can't hear you.
Don't you have to get permission before you go and do that? Because there were some people in the lobby and of course in the dining area. And I did get a video of one of her little apartments because there was one available, only one, because it was maxed out. So I did, it was empty, it was vacant, but at least I got it. But I didn't get a tour of anything else. I didn't really want to ask for that the first time.
Yeah, but just say the next time you come back. Really simple. I'd love to take a little video and promote you all. Is that okay? Just ask.
So it's okay to have people in the background?
Every community is different. Majority of communities, when they move in, they have to sign a waiver. That was part of my move-in packet. We had a waiver of there may be video clips or photos taken of activities or something of some sort, and you are not going up to that resident and being face-to-face with them and interviewing them. Now, memory care is a completely different animal. We don't do that in memory care. You always make sure that the residents that they're using, like typically in memory care, they don't show their faces. It's the back of their head. It's the side. It's blurred out. But me being in senior living for so long, they love this. Trust me, anything to help them fill the building, they love it. Now, have I gotten residents in videos before? Yes, and it's a 1-second blur. It's very hard to see who that person is. It's very hard to focus on that person. Don't get hung up in that. Just ask them for permission. Hey, would you mind? All of my partners are like, take as much video as you want. I need all the help I can get. We're all sitting at 75% right now. Some are a little higher, but the average. Now, when you do drop off the rack cards for them, don't give them a stack that's this thick. Give them like 10, 12. Another tidbit to write down. Why? Because you want to come back and bring more. You want an excuse. If I gave them a stack that's like this thick, well, geez, I don't need to come back for 6 months. I just shot myself in the foot, right? We want to be mindful, and we want to be able to go into these communities on a quarterly basis, minimum, a quarterly basis. Now you should be going more frequently, but as you go to networking events at these communities, you could see them, right? You could see what's there, you can see what's going on. So these are just some little tidbits that I can drop for you, some golden nuggets today. Because being in the industry, it's important to bring value, number one, lead with value. And number two, you need to serve with purpose. Everything that you do should have an ROI to it. Everything. You need to measure everything. They do. When I worked in senior living, my corporate office had a ROI to everything I did. And as real estate agents, we need to do the same. So this is what's really, really important. So, any questions that y'all have for me? So I love where today went. This was really awesome. It wasn't what I had in mind, but it's okay. We all
Okay.
have to work together. I love it.
I do have another question.
Yeah.
Um, I agree with putting the QR code at the bottom, but the problem is my website is not built out like I want it to be built out. My business cards aren't updated with my SRES or,
Doesn't
telling
matter.
that it's where my focus is now. And it's almost like the chicken or the egg, right? Because I can't wait forever to get out and about and do things,
Okay.
but I also,
I'm going to stop you there. You're overthinking things.
Yeah.
Go to Linktree. Get yourself a Linktree. Do y'all know what Linktree is or Milkshake?
I have one.
Okay. They both do the same thing. They're a free website, and I could show you mine. So, real quick before we leave. Linktree is the website that I share, not my personal website, because I'm actually in the process of redoing my personal website and getting it a little bit more professional, right? This is my Linktree. This is my blog. This is how you connect in a call. These are my listings. Get senior living info, contact us. Done. If you don't have any listings, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world, right? What you want to be able to provide for them is a landing page that you can actually have some measurable goals on. You are also using this on your rack card to see how it actually does as far as an ROI to people getting in contact with you. So that's one way that I like to look at it. And then the thing is what are you leading with first? What information? How are you connecting with them? How can they contact you? So this is something that you can do. And then on the bottom, it's all the other thing.
So what does that actually connect to? It's not connecting to your website if you're updating your website, right?
It does update to my website. This goes to my website. This goes to my calendar. This goes to my website. This goes to my website.
But you still have to have those pages built out, those landing pages built out on your website because it's still directing them to that, right?
So you're overthinking things. You have a CRM, right?
I do.
Okay. You can do a contact landing page in 2 seconds on your CRM website. Very simple. Which CRM do you use?
Lofty right now.
Okay. I don't know. I've not used Lofty, but they all have landing pages or a contact us page. You should already have that on your CRM built out from your broker. It's really simple.
Yeah, I mean, I have a website. It's very basic and it's
That's fine.
not
That's fine.
redone. Yeah.
You just have to have something and don't miss the point for them to contact you on and capture their information. That's it. The Get Senior Living info, this is me. This is what I've done for years and years and years. This is how I kind of push that all together. The Connect on a Call, that goes right to my website, to my calendar, right? I have specific times set up that I can connect with people on a call. My blog, information that I put out, that's another one that goes to you. You can have anything that you want on a Linktree. It is just a conduit for you to be able to set it up. Now, Linktree, how do you set it up? Linda, there are tons of YouTube videos on how to send it up. We're a little bit over time right now, but it is very simple. If you want to put a website link, you click add website link, you put it in, and it'll say website link, and we want the text to say. That's as simple as it is. And for you to use it, you just have to toggle it on and toggle it off. So simple, so easy to use. There's 5-minute websites all over on YouTube on how to use them. Maybe next week we can do a little tutorial on that, but it's so simplified. And it's a great measuring tool for you to figure out how it's working and what is going to work the best for your clients. And that's what I like the most about it. So it's just a little tidbit. That's what I like to use. I like to share that. What also is really important is that I put this in the link here in the chat. It's a Google form for us to capture where you come from for referrals. We're building out a referral section of PAC right now. We want to be able to say, if someone is looking in San Diego, California, who are our go-to people, okay? So this is something that I want all of our members to be able to do, and it's in there. So make sure you click on it before the link goes away today, and I'll also post it and have we'll post it out on our Facebook pages as well. Referrals with agent to agents are powerful, powerful tools that we're going to dive in at another time because we're out of time right now to talk about, and how you build cheerleaders across the nation for what you're doing. Okay. So if you all have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Put my info in there. And I hope you all have found this helpful today. This was a lot of fun. I love figuring out how we help you all best. And I hope everybody has a fabulous day.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
You're
I'll
helpful.
talk to you soon.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.